Hi, it's Stuart McPhee here from OnlineTradingMastermind.com. I just got a call from Dave last Friday. He sent a survey out to all his clients and he got a huge response. He was really overwhelmed and surprised by how many responses he got. So he asked me to go over today to do a video so we can comment on all the responses he's got. So I'm about to head over there now.
Just wanted to thank you again for coming down, Stu. Appreciate that.
My pleasure, Dave.
Really excited by some of the survey responses we got. As you know, I sent out a survey with 14 questions through to a lot of my clients to get some of their feedback on where they're at with their trading and what they're struggling with. And I know you, having done a lot of coaching and helping people move their trading forward, might be valuable to get your insights into some of the questions people asked and tell you a little bit more about where people are having trouble.
I thought it was great when I saw how many people had responded.
Well, we had over 700 responses, so I appreciate everyone out there for taking the time to fill it out, and we're definitely going to be looking at these details and your responses a lot more closely over the coming days as well. The first question people had was what would you like to learn more about? And then we gave some different options, everything from entry signals through to how to analyse a chart and building a trading system. The standout response was people were looking for complete trading systems and entry signals. Keen to get your thoughts on that.
I think the complete trading systems, I think when you think about that, that's the solution, isn't it? That's the complete package. It's everything you actually would need. So it's understandable why people want, I guess, a box handed to them. I mean, you might pay for it and do some work, but literally a final product, which is a box, and in the box is everything you need. So the entry signals one, look, that's never going to change. And I think it's the fact that when we and I was the same. I'll be honest here. I mean, I'll be frank here, I guess. I was the same when I started. That's all I wanted to learn about was. I was introduced to charts and I just wanted to learn what lines and everything I was going to use to develop a trading strategy and to have an entry signal, because that was the first decision I had to make, was when am I going to get in. So that was, I really wanted to know that, and I guess like everybody else, I wanted the perfect setup. So understandably why people want to know about entry signals. It's the first piece of the puzzle. To the complete trade. It's the first bit. It's when we get in. So
and I think it's important. It's an important part of the system.
Absolutely. No, I have played it down in the past, and I only do that because I want people to understand that managing risk, having the right mindset, setting stops, and they are the absolute most critical parts. But having said that, you still need a valid entry signal. You still need a valid setup, and you still need a valid trading strategy which gets you into those high probability trades.
I think the next couple of questions we had as well, I think 2 and 3 linked in well together. I suppose on their own they might not be that useful, but I think there's some insight to be gained from talking about what time frame do you trade, and the overwhelming majority said that they were intraday traders. And question 3 was how much time do you spend trading, which is I trade part-time when I can, and that was the overwhelming majority. So it's I think interesting to see people want to trade intraday, but they really don't have that much time to trade. They're only trading part-time.
Yeah, that might be a bit of a concern. Again, one of the key messages I push is, yes, develop a methodology, system, plan which is right for which is right for you. It absolutely has to suit you and who you are and your strengths and weaknesses, but also your environment and your own situation. And probably the alarming thing there is the fact that I think you're hinting at this, the fact that yes, people want to trade intraday and very, very short term, but was it over the majority of people said, look, I only really can trade part-time, only when I can, and that's probably a bit of a concern.
We talked in question 4 about what markets do you primarily trade, and the standout was stocks, which I know is encouraging to hear, because in question 5 we also asked what level of trader would you consider yourself, and most people said they were either beginner or intermediate, with slightly leaning towards the intermediate, and I think you talk about this, that stocks being a great place to start.
Yeah, just personal opinion. I think the consequences of not getting it right are not as severe. And I just noticed there the second, and no surprise, not far behind stocks was, of course, foreign exchange. To me, it's, I guess, when things don't go right, trading stocks, the consequences aren't as bad, not as severe. And most people don't get it right when they start. So,
moving on, question 6 as well. I think we had a huge response to question 6, which was, what was the most useful website, tool and resource? And I was, really fascinated to see what it was that people found most useful in their trading. So, mindful that we had a huge number of responses, rather than going through, what I'm planning on doing is, when we do launch the online trading mastermind, which we'll talk about in a moment, we'll pick out the best and the ones that do reoccur, and I think that people might find that very useful.
You're just having a look myself.
Then we also, in view that we are coming up with a membership site that's a little bit more of a mentoring, taking people through the process of designing a trading system that works. We asked the question as well, how often would you like to receive your trading lessons? And most people said sort of between every few days and once a week, which I think, reflects people have busy lives, and that idea that you were talking about earlier about, you want the solution. A lot of people are just looking for that solution.
Pardon me.
And the other thing, question 8 was, how would you like future lessons? And the vast majority, again, was saying that they'd like to go to a website and watch a quick video. I might grab your help on this one. I've just printed out here. I've got some of the responses for some of the more qualitative questions. Now, question 9 was, what's your biggest challenge as a trader? If you have question 9 there, what are some things you think that stand out from some of the responses?
Okay, just quickly scanning through. Well, the first one is knowing when to get in and when to get out. Is the complete package that people want. Being patient. I like the word patient. Very controlling my emotions. Being consistent. Well, we've already mentioned that word, and consistency is so important when trading. Knowing when to take profits. Entry setups, wasn't that the first thing you had in first question? Getting started and the time. So again, people obviously struggling to find the right time. Selecting stocks. So again, the entry criteria.
We asked the question in question 10, how hard has it been to find a solution to that question, that challenge that people had? And everybody thought, the vast majority, 59% of people, just close to 400 people said that it was very hard for them to find that, and most of them still haven't solved that problem yet. The next question, which is question 11, what would it mean if you were able to achieve this? So it's funny, I think a lot of people know or have an inkling as to why they're not succeeding in their trading, and they do have an idea, and they were able to articulate that in the previous question. And then this question was more to get that idea, hopefully to give you a little bit of motivation to want to solve that. What would it mean if you were able to resolve this? What sort of responses did we get for that?
Words that pop out to me.
Yeah, please.
Very important. Make lots of money. Increase my profits. Smooth the equity curve, so making profits. Increase my winnings. I'd be happy. Be very happy. Life would be easy. Success. It would be great. Everything. Increase my confidence. Making more profits. Time to relax more.
And I think a lot of these, as you're going over them now, resonate with me as well. Like when I think of trading successfully and having achieved that success, it's those are the feelings that you get from having achieved that goal. So I think again, people are more aware than they might have realised, but they know what it is that they want and how it would feel for them to get that.
I think a word for me personally is fulfilment.
Yeah,
it's starting on the journey, not having any idea how difficult it was going to be, and then getting to a point where you look back and think, I think I've actually achieved something here. That's very fulfilling. I think life's a lot about fulfilling, finding fulfilment and being content with what you've achieved and what you've done. And I think that's just a personal. I'm not reading comments out here, but
I think with that as well, like this does provide some insight into why it is that you do what you do. We get questions all the time. If you're so successful with your trading, why are you teaching others?
Fulfillment.